Welcome back to Voice of the Torah podcast. I'm Gaddi Efrayim, and today we're journeying through a double portion that closes the book of Number, Matot and Masei. Matot, which means tribes, begins with a powerful concept, the sanctity of words. The Torah opens with laws about vows, reminding us that our speech holds weight, accountability, and spiritual force. We then enter the story of Israel's war against Midian and how the spoils are divided. It's a moment of justice, but also introspection. Reuben and Gad's request to settle outside the land of Israel raises tough questions about identity and commitment. Moses agrees, but only if they fight alongside their brothers, a lesson in shared destiny. Then comes Masei journeys. It's a map of the soul as much as the desert, listing every stop the Israelites made. God outlines the land's boundaries and commands the people to clear it of idolatry. Cities of refuge are established places of safety and reckoning for those who've caused unintentional harm. Together we ask, how do we move forward while honoring our past? What does it mean to claim a land not just physically but spiritually? Thanks for joining me. Next time we open the book of Deuteronomy and a whole new chapter begins. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned as we unpack these sacred echoes one verse at a time.
Ever felt like life is like a journey?
Yeah.
With maybe defined stages, even if you don't have the map?
Right.
Okay, so let's unpack this today. Our deep dive is into the 42 journeys, soul's exodus to redemption. We're looking at insights from Beit Yisrael International and also Gaddi Efrayim notes. And our mission really is to see how this ancient itinerary might actually be a kind of timeless spiritual map.
Yeah.
For your own growth, your
Yeah.
transformation.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how these specific sources, Beit Israel and Gaddi Efrayim, shift the whole perspective.
How so?
Well, it stops being just a historical travelogue, like a list of places they stopped. It becomes about this profound inner journey.
Ah, okay.
It's not just where they went physically, but, what they became as a people, sure, but also as individuals, spiritually.
So, yeah, on the surface, those 42 journeys, even to Moab, that's pretty straightforward, like history.
Right.
But what do Beit Israel International, looking through Gaddi Efrayim notes, say they really are?
Right. They basically explain that these aren't just geographical steps at all. They are the spiritual map, the map of the soul's climb, you could say, from exile to redemption.
Wow.
Yeah. And ancient wisdom, which these sources really amplify, teaches that every single one of these 42 stages, it's reflected inside each person.
Inside us.
Inside your own spiritual life, from birth through all the stuff we face, all the challenges, right up to our ultimate connection with, well, the source.
Okay.
Beit Israel International really hammers this home. The Exodus isn't some dusty historical event. It's a constant call, personal.
Cool. To do what?
To leave limitations, things like ego, self-doubt, impurity. Leave that stuff behind and move towards inner freedom, inner redemption.
Limitations. That sounds an awful lot like Mitzrayim, doesn't it? Egypt.
Precisely. Mitzrayim, the Hebrew word, it comes from the root mitzar,
Which means?
narrowness, or straits, like a tight spot. So Gaddi Efrayim interprets that opening line in the Torah, these are the journeys from Mitzrayim, as the journey out of every personal limitation, every blockage you feel.
Makes sense.
And the Zohar, the foundational mystical text, adds to this. It says Mitzrayim represents those inner constraints, the things that can kind of choke the divine soul inside us.
So the soul starts out feeling squeezed.
Exactly, in a place of tightness. And the whole point of the journey is to widen, to grow, and ultimately to align or merge with the divine will.
Okay, this is where it gets really, really interesting for me. These sources connect this whole idea to the 3 weeks.
Bein HaMetzrim.
Right, between the straits, which adds up to 21 days and 21 nights.
42.
42 time units. Mirroring the 42 journeys. That can't be a coincidence.
Well, Beit Israel International sees it as, and I love this phrase, cosmic choreography.
Cosmic choreography. Why?
Yeah. This period of introspection and growth during the 3 weeks, it's explained as like a mini version of exile. It invites us to keep journeying ourselves even when things feel broken, even during times of mourning.
Which raises a big question then.
How do we navigate our own wilderness moments?
Oh, yeah.
And the sources point to something really profound here, a spiritual tool. The 42-letter name of God. It's deeply tied to these journeys.
Okay.
And the prayer, Anabikoch, which is built around this name, it's explained as a powerful way to help each soul climb through its own specific challenges, like a ladder.
So even the actual places they stopped, the physical stations, they had spiritual lessons baked in.
Yeah.
Like Mara, where the bitter water turns sweet.
Absolutely. Yes. By Israel International really draws out this powerful truth that every stop, even the hard ones, the setbacks like refuge, they're all part of the path, part of the journey towards inner healing.
So failure isn't really failure.
Gaddi Efrayim notes remind us that what look like falls may be moments of, spiritual fragmentation. If you see them correctly, they're actually gateways. They lead to elevation, even confronting what some sources call the inner forces of confusion, like the ear of Rav, that becomes part of the process, sifting out impurities from your soul.
It's like an internal cleanup job.
That's a good way to put it. These teachings really emphasize that every single person has to go through this inner clarification to get Egypt out of the heart, so to speak.
And what about the end, the final stages of that journey? What does that look like for us personally?
Well, Gaddi Efrayim explains those later stages represent a deepening humility, our readiness to receive.
Like which ones?
Think about Beth Jeshimoth, the house of desolation. It sounds bleak, right?
Yeah.
But it represents that necessary humility right before entering the promised land. It's that point where the soul just admits, I'm empty without divine help. And right from that place, that surrender, it becomes truly ready to receive.
Wow. So, okay, bring it all together. What does this mean for us listening right now? What's the big takeaway?
As our sources, like citing Rashi, reveal, Moses didn't just write down these journeys as, historical facts. It was like a profound love letter from God.
A love letter.
Yeah. Just like a parent remembers every little stop, every step in their child's life, even the stumbles. Heaven remembers your personal journeys, even the parts you forget yourself.
That's powerful.
It is. And Beit Yisrael International, Gaddi Efrayim notes, they really highlight this deep connection. They stress that these journeys, they don't just end out there in the wilderness. They lead to Moab, that final threshold right before you enter your own promised land, your own redemption.
It reminds me of what the Ashish Kodesh said. Something like, even in the darkest exile, the sacred journey itself is the redemption.
Beautifully put. The process is the goal, in a way.
So, thinking about all this.
Yeah.
What stands out to you listening? Is there maybe Mitzrayim, a narrow place you feel like you're journeying out of right now? Or maybe a Beth Jeshimoth moment you've had where that humility actually led to a breakthrough?
And maybe this leaves us with a really provocative thought to chew on. If our struggles, our challenges, if they really are stages on some larger divine map, how might reframing them like that, seeing them as part of sacred journey, actually change how we experience them, how we navigate through them?
Definitely something to think about as you continue your own deep dive into life.